Everyone, you're welcome to today's edition of Leader View. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this program, and I'm so confident that God, who has given you this opportunity to sit today and to be where you are, being able to connect with us today, will richly bless your spirit, richly bless your leadership, and help you to become a better leader. My name is Gboyega Adedeji. Thank you for this gift of your time. Today we'll be looking at something very important. Last week the Lord helped us to look at the skilled leadership. I mean the ad, or you can call it ad, or you call it thick-skinned leadership. Today we'll be looking at something else about leadership that we should all be concerned about. We shouldn't be complacent about it, and it is honorary leadership. Honorary leadership. Now, when we look at the word honorary, we actually find that honorary is used in a university setup, and it usually means a university degree or a rank that is given to a person who does not necessarily have the usual qualification for it. You see, a man is given a degree, and the man has not gone through what it takes to be qualified for that degree, but yet the man is given, so it's like a gift. And when we also look at the word honorary, we see that it's like a position that a man has in an organization where such man or woman is not paid for the services he or she renders. So when you have an honorary position, it is usually referred to as a position you have in an organization that doesn't attract any payment onto you. So it's a service offered without pay. Now, another way we can look at the word honorary is to see it as when something is given, or when a position, or a man's position or a woman's position in a group is tagged honorary, it means a man is not necessarily a member of that group, a woman is not necessarily a member of that group, yet is treated as if he's a member of that group. So can you see? So those are the three meanings of the word honorary as mentioned by the dictionary. Now, what do we think leadership means? We know leadership to mean a capacity for influence, a capacity of a man, of a woman to influence a people, to influence a nation, or to influence an organization towards a goal, towards an experience, towards an end, towards a cause. And some people say leadership is the capacity to rally, some use the word troop, to rally a people, to rally a troop towards a goal. We should be there. Let us do it. We can do it. That capacity to gather a people together, to bring a people together, people of diverse interests, diverse goals, diverse interests, diverse aspirations. And they were complaining to God that God should give them a new king. God should give them a king so that they will become like other nations. Now, then God gave them a king. They got Saul. Let's read about Saul. From verse 19, it says, "But you have today rejected your God, who himself saved you from all your adversities and your tribulations, and you have said to him, 'No, set a king over us.' Now therefore present yourselves before the Lord by your tribes and by your clans." And when Samuel had caused all the tribes of Israel to come near, the tribe of Benjamin was chosen. When he had caused the tribe of Benjamin to come near by their families, the family of Matri was chosen, and Saul the son of Kish was chosen. But when they sought him, he could not be found. It's a picture of the reality. This is a man that was not found. Another way we can see it is a man who wasn't found really prepared for the job. When they looked at him, they couldn't find him. He was not available. He was not prepared. He wasn't qualified for the job. But let's continue. Therefore, they inquired of the Lord further, "Has the man come here yet?" And the Lord answered, There he is, hidden among the equipment. So they ran and brought him from there. And when he stood among people, he was taller than any of the prophets. He wasn't prepared for the job. So he became a king on an honorary basis. He was honored with the responsibility of reigning over the people of God, of leading the people of God, of being a commander of the army of God. That was a responsibility given to him by privilege, not by preparation. Now let's continue. Now later, we know the story. He became king, and subsequently, Samuel came to him and told him, go to the mountain, wait for me for 7 days, and I will come and offer sacrifices. Then you can go and defend the people of Israel. Now, because there was pressure on him, let's go to chapter 13. I'll read from verse 7. It says, and some of the Hebrews crossed over to the Jordan, to the land of Gad and Gilead, and all the people followed him trembling. Then he waited 7 days according to the time sent by Samuel. But Samuel did not come to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. So Saul said, bring a burnt offering and peace offering here to me. And he offered the burnt offering. Now it happened, as soon as he had finished presenting the burnt offering, that Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, and he might greet him, And Samuel said, what have you done? Saul said, when I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that you did not come within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered together at Michmash, then I said, the Philistines will now come down on me at Gilgal, and I have not made supplication to the Lord. Therefore I felt compelled and offered a burnt offering. Samuel answered Saul, you have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord your God, which he commanded you. For now, the Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel forever. But now your kingdom shall not continue. The Lord has sought for himself a man after his own heart, and the Lord has commanded him to be a commander over his people, because you have not kept what the Lord commanded you. Did you see that? Now, for instance, at the beginning, we realized that when God told Samuel to go look for a king among a tribe, the Bible says they sought for him, he couldn't be found. Now, in chapter 13, the Bible says, God himself said, for I have sought for myself a commander over my people. I've sought for myself. Later I said, I found a man after my heart. Now, Saul was a man that was not found. David was a man that was found. What we are talking about here is that leadership could be given as a privilege or a gift. It may not be a product of your preparation. But the point is, if you are not prepared for the responsibility to lead the people, you would actually make a mess of the leadership. See, Saul was to be made a leader over the children of Israel, and his lineage was to be made leaders over the children of Israel for years. But because of his foolish act, Samuel said God has changed his mind. Now God had therefore gone ahead to search for a replacement for him. And he says, I found a man after my heart. Let's go to chapter 16 of the same 1 Samuel. We know the story of how, let me even read the first verse. Now the Lord said to Samuel in verse 1, 1 Samuel 16:1, how long will you mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill your horn with oil and go. I am sending you to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided for myself a king among his sons. Now let's see when the king was found. Now all the children of Jesse were brought to Samuel, from the eldest to the youngest, except David. Now as soon as they came, they looked physically okay. but they were not prepared. There's difference between your physique. There's difference between your physical attributes, your beauty, your handsomeness. There's difference between that and your preparedness. Are you prepared for the job? Are you prepared for the responsibility? It's important. You see, it has been said that who you know can help you to get a job, but what you know and who you really have will keep you there. Now, it's important that we move beyond the surface of our own appearances, of our packaging, trying to look good, trying to smile good. Those things are good as long as they fit in to the preparation for the role that you are preparing for. Now, if you prepare yourself and you are very fantastic in smiling, in talking, but you are so empty and you are not prepared, you are not psychologically, you are not spiritually, you are not mentally, you are not emotionally prepared for the job, your hands have not been trained to do the works that you intend to lead the people to do, then you will not be an effective leader. Now see, when Samuel had finished checking all the children, God kept on rejecting them one after the other. Let's see it from verse 10. Thus Jesse made 7 of his sons pass before Samuel. And Samuel said to Jesse, the Lord has not chosen these. And Samuel said to Jesse, are all the young men here? Then he said, there remains yet the youngest, and there he is keeping the sheep. And Samuel said to Jesse, send and bring him, for we will not sit down till he comes here. And so in verse 12 says, so he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, with bright eyes and good looking. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is the one. Now, in the same verse 16, as soon as he was anointed as king over the people of Israel by Samuel in his father's house, a distressing spirit came on Saul almost at the same time. And so the people of Saul, the aides, we could call them the minister, the advisors of Saul, told him, what is happening to the king? There is a young man that can actually help the king. Let's read that place. From verse 14. But the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and a distressing spirit from the Lord troubled him. And Saul's servant said to him, surely a distressing spirit from the Lord is troubling you. Let our master now command your servants who are before you to seek out a man who is a skillful player on the harp, and it shall be that he will play it with his hand when the distressing spirit from God is upon you, and you shall be well. So Saul said to his servant, provide me now a man who can play well, and bring him to me. Then one of the servants answered and said, look, I have seen a son of Jesse the Bethlehemite, who is skillful in playing, a mighty man of valor, a man of war, prudent in speech, and a handsome person, and the Lord was with him. See a resume. How many of us have such resumes in our generation today? Now we are looking for jobs. We are hoping that we'll be hired. We are hoping that we'll be given the responsibility of leading a people. But we're looking at the responsibility of leading a people. But the question that we must always ask ourselves is, are we really prepared for the jobs we are looking for? Are we really prepared for the responsibilities we desire? We want to become team leaders. We want to become leaders over people. We want people to respect us. We want our people to trust us. We want to be given the opportunity to show the people the way. We believe they are not doing it well. The question is, are we prepared for the job the way we ought to be? See what happened to Saul. Apart from him being taller than everyone else around him, there was nothing else that was attributed to him. Nothing else was mentioned. He was specifically not seated for the job. Now, because the people were tired of having Samuel as their judge, and in reality they were tired of having God as their king. So they asked God for a king. So God chose one of them as the king. One of them that was not necessarily prepared for the job, but one of them. When that one couldn't do the work, God said to them, I need to now get you a man who is prepared for the job. A man who has been prepared over the years for the job. You remember what happened to Samuel, to David, when Goliath became a big enemy to the children of Israel, and everyone else was afraid of Goliath, including the king Saul. David came forward and said, I will defeat him. God was with me when I was with the sheep. God was with me. The same God who was with me when I was with the sheep, that helped me to destroy a lion that wanted to destroy one of my sheep, to destroy a bear that wanted to kill one of my sheep. The same God will help me to kill this Goliath who wants to destroy the children of Israel. You see, over the years, he was prepared with the sheep in the art of leading. So he was a leader who had compassion for the sheep, for the people. Why? He was a shepherd who had compassion for the sheep. The responsibility ahead of him, he was exposed to it in a type, even in his early days and early years. The question is, what are you doing now? The things you are busy with now, are they preparing you for the responsibilities ahead of you? Now, are you a man who wakes up in the morning to do what you will end up for the rest of the day to be busy, and you are yearning for a responsibility that will expose you in front of the people, that will expose you before a people, and you are not prepared? It is only your shame that will be exposed. Why not sit down now and get yourself prepared? Don't be satisfied being an honorary leader. Become a qualified leader. Become a prepared man. A woman that does not need to be ashamed. You remember that place in the book of Timothy when Apostle Paul told Timothy, a young man, he says, study to show yourself approved unto God. A man, a worker, a man who does not need to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. A man who is prepared for the responsibility that is before him. Don't be surprised with responsibilities or by responsibilities. Rather, be prepared for them. Get yourself prepared for the job of your destiny. There is a job that necessitated your creation. You were not just fashioned this way for fun. This your hands that God has made needs to be skillful. It is not about having hands. The hands must be skillful for the job of its essence. You see, some of us have small hands. Our fingers are so small. They are not to be despised. There is a reason for the smallness of your hands. Some of us have big hands, big fingers. They are not just there for fun. They are there for responsibility. We must understand and accept the responsibilities for our makeup. The reason why God created you this way is for a responsibility. Don't suddenly discover that responsibility. Rather, get prepared for it. That is the challenge that is brought to us today. We mustn't become honorary leaders, and we mustn't celebrate the fact that we are just honored with leadership responsibilities. We must earn it. We must be qualified for it. We must go through the experiences that will prepare us for the job ahead of us. Tough responsibilities require tough experiences. The time for the experiences isn't then, it is now. Sit down now and overcome the difficult experiences that surrounds your life now. For as soon as you overcome it, that is what will qualify you for the job ahead of you. I pray that God will help you to become an experienced, a qualified leader, not a leader that is just a leader by the lips or by position, not a positional leader, a leader that is qualified, a leader that has been prepared, a leader that is ready to do the work of leading. You see, some people will sit down and relax and say, go. Those are leaders that have not been prepared. They are leaders that are not ready to lead. If you are a leader indeed, you will say, let us go. We can do it. Let us move the mountains. Let us carry it. Your people will join you to carry it when they see you carrying it. You cannot carry when you have not been used to carry. So sit down now and get to work. Get your hands dirty, so to say. Get your hands busy. If you don't want to get your hands dirty or busy, then you are not ready for leadership. Do you get that? You must be ready. Don't say, no, it is for those messengers. They are the ones that can get dirty. I can't get dirty. I'm a neat man. I've gone to university. Has your university really made you the leader that the world is waiting for? You must sit down from today to get yourself prepared for the responsibility ahead of you. And I pray that God will help you. The God who created you will help you. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much for this time that you have shared with us today on Leader View. And I'm sure that you are also not willing to become a man that will only be known as an honorary leader. You want to become a man, a leader that is trusted, a woman that is trusted, respected, a mother that is trusted.